The normally quiet town of Jabang was shaken by a confrontation that has now become one of the most talked about incidents in the Gambia. The notorious youth clique known as the Outlawz was attacked by a group of angry young residents, resulting in two of the gang's expensive vehicles being destroyed beyond repair. What followed was more than just a neighborhood clash. It revealed deep cracks in Gambian society, exposed the arrogance of privilege, and shined an unflattering spotlight on the failures of President Adama Barrow's government to deal with groups like the Outlawz, groups that are emboldened precisely because their members come from wealthy and politically connected families. Within hours of the attack, the story had gone viral. Videos of the confrontation circulated widely on social media platforms. On the Grand Bantaba alone, one of the most popular online discussion spaces, footage of the incident reached over 400,000 views in just 10 hours. The images were striking. Young men standing up to the Outlawz, smoke rising from burning cars, and shouts of defiance echoing through the streets of Jabang. For many Gambians, it was a rare moment of community resistance against a gang that had for years acted with impunity. But behind the drama lies a much deeper problem, one that cannot be separated from politics. The Outlawz are not ordinary street hustlers struggling to survive. Their members are the sons of millionaires, top businessmen, and senior civil servants. Among them are the child of the importer of Armanti mayonnaise and even the son of a high court judge. These are the offspring of privilege, raised in wealth and power, yet choosing to parade themselves as untouchable kings of the street. The reason they have flourished is not because they are stronger or braver than ordinary youths, but because the system has allowed them to. And that system is led by Adama Barrow's government. After the Jabang clash, leaked screenshots from the Outlawz WhatsApp group revealed the level of arrogance within their ranks. One of their leaders urged members to prepare for retaliation. His words were chilling. "We're going to show them who runs the streets." He called on members to arm themselves with pepper spray, cutlasses, batons, and tasers. This is not teenage bravado. It is an open call for violence, and it has gone unanswered by the authorities. And that silence is the heart of the problem. The Gambian government under President Barrow has consistently failed to confront groups like the Outlawz, not because it lacks the ability, but because it lacks the will. When the children of ordinary Gambians break the law, they face immediate punishment. But when the children of the elite flaunt their wealth, harass communities, and now threaten armed revenge, nothing is done. No arrests, no investigations, no accountability. This double standard has bred resentment across the country. In Jabang, the destruction of the Outlawz' vehicles was more than vandalism. It was a symbolic strike against the privileges that have shielded the gang for too long. For the youths who carried it out, it was a way of saying, if the government refuses to act, the people will. And while violence can never be condoned, the reality is that many Gambians quietly celebrated the incident because it highlighted a truth they have long felt, that ordinary citizens are left to fend for themselves while the state protects the powerful. The Barrow administration cannot pretend ignorance. The activities of the Outlawz have been widely discussed for years. Their flamboyant displays on social media, their reckless behavior in nightclubs, and their intimidation of rival youths have all been known, yet the authorities have turned a blind eye. Why? Because the Outlawz' bloodlines trace directly to the heart of government, to the civil service, and to the wealthy business class that bankrolls politics. This is not just a story about a gang in Jabang. It is a story about state failure. When a government allows a privileged clique of young men to declare that they run the streets, and when that government fails to respond after those same young men openly threaten violence, it reveals a dangerous abdication of responsibility. The implications go far beyond one neighborhood. If the Outlawz are allowed to rearm and retaliate, what message does that send to other groups? That the streets belong not to the people, not to law enforcement, but to whichever clique has the money and the political protection to operate unchecked. That is a recipe for lawlessness, and it is happening under President Barrow's watch. Community elders and religious leaders in Jabang are reportedly calling for calm, but their voices alone cannot stop what is brewing. The responsibility lies squarely with the government to step in, enforce the law equally, and show Gambians that no one, no matter their family name, is above accountability. Yet the silence from official channels has been deafening. No police statements, no government condemnation, no arrests of those who incited violence in their WhatsApp group. Nothing. And this is where Adama Barrow must be held accountable. His government has shown time and again that when the children of ordinary Gambians protest, they are met with swift repression. But when the children of privilege threaten chaos, the state looks away. That double standard is eating at the fabric of Gambian society. It is fueling anger, resentment, and a dangerous sense of injustice. The destruction of the Outlawz vehicles should be a wake-up call. It was a warning shot from the people that they will not continue to tolerate impunity. Yet if the government continues to ignore this, worse confrontations are likely to follow. Young Gambians are frustrated, not just with the Outlawz, but with the system that protects them. The Jabang incident could easily become the spark that ignites wider unrest, if not addressed swiftly and fairly. What Gambians are demanding is not extraordinary. They are simply asking for fairness, for equality under the law, and for leaders to put the interests of the people above the privileges of a few elite families. That is what governance is supposed to mean. And yet, under Adama Barrow, it has become painfully clear that connections matter more than justice. The story of the Outlawz has become a mirror reflecting the failures of this government. It shows how wealth and influence shield some from consequences while others suffer. It shows how a gang of privileged youths can boast about running the streets, while the state remains paralyzed. And it shows why many Gambians feel abandoned, left to defend themselves in the absence of real leadership. As the dust settles in Jabang, Gambians are asking hard questions. Will the government finally act, or will it continue to protect the sons of the elite? Will Adama Barrow rise to the moment, or will his silence confirm what many already believe, that his administration serves the powerful first and the people last? For now, the Outlawz may be licking their wounds, plotting their revenge, and preparing for the next move. But the real test is not for them. It is for the government. Because every day of silence, every day of inaction, pushes Gambians closer to the belief that justice in their country is not blind, but bought. And that, more than any gang, is what truly threatens the peace and stability of the Gambia.